Try the sauce. I'm soaked in it.
Oh, I could lick you all day long.
And yet my children think I'm a...
That's my opinion!
Oh, hello, everybody. How are you all doing tonight? Guys, you know something? It's the 83rd episode of the Comic Shop Talk. How are you all doing tonight? Nice to see you here. Thank you for being here early and right away. There's already 9 of you here in the chat. I love it. Don't worry, 5 Pico. It's gonna happen, man. That's a promise. We don't forget about Shocker here. Watch.
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't...
Shocker! Oh, I love it. Yes, that's what's up, guys. What's up, Dragon Smoke 95 picoseconds, Fat Elvis, Gwagnar, the Austinator, D Bud Martin. Yeah. And yes, I do have the beard going. You have been gone a while. The beard is a thing. And I decided I'm going to extend it another month or two. So it'll be here for a little bit more. I was actually going to get rid of it this month, but I'm like, no, what? I was talking to my buddy Shagsworth yesterday. The Shagsworth, shout to the Shagsworth. He's like, "Ah, you should keep it." I was just like, "Well, I don't know if I'll keep it, but I'll go a few extra months longer because why not?" So that's what we're gonna do. My guy Vince Womack won't be able to make it because it's late where he lives in this country. But Vince, thank you for trying to stick around, man. Go get some rest, dude. You're here at these shows like all the freaking time, so get some rest, bud. There's always a replay, if not next week. Until then, man, have a good sleep. And then 5 picoseconds here, the Canadian $5 right off the bat, 2 minutes in the show. Can we get a huge shout out to Trump Tower for making a cameo in this issue? Oh, yes. Dude, you're right. We will be talking about that. We got 10 of us in here. Let's get a huge in the chat for the tower because, I had a big chuckle with that one. 5 Pico. I'm glad to know you noticed that too. Yeah, that'll be a topic of conversation alone. But, we got a few of our gentlemen here. Well, we're waiting a few others to come into the chat and on the panel. We're going to talk about a quick little something for a few minutes. Bush McFadden, hail, sir. Let's bring in Pablo.
Howdy ho!
Hey, what's up, brother? How's it going?
Oh, dude, it's been a wild week, man. A wild week. How's it going down in Ecuador?
Dude, the week has been kinda crappy. I went to eat something special, bet on shellfish, and I lost the bet. So I spent a couple of days basically dying. And afterwards, I have had a lot of heavy work, so I have been eating things like KFC. My stomach will never get better, and at this point, I think I'm like Doomsday. At one point, I will generate just immunity through dying and dying and dying and dying back again.
You ain't dying on us, Pablo. Like 5
Yeah,
Pico said, don't you die on us. You ain't dying, bro. Charlie Sheen said it best. Dying's for fools.
I will just say if you are betting on seashells, you probably know that everything is against you. Let's be honest. That's the kind of stuff that in a restaurant, especially if it's cheap, you don't do unless you are willing to bite the dust. And trust me, I bite the dust in the most spectacular way. God damn it, Ecuador, don't do this to me. But that's basically it. I have been away from. I have been scrolling Twitter, but I didn't have the energy to actually check any of the news or anything. And I come back and start seeing the headlines. Disney is imploding. Okay, that's kind of normal. Certain old man had documents on his garage. that are no longer there. Okay, hope nothing of value was lost. God damn it. How did I miss all the shit that was going on? And Adam Sessler had an interview that was really interesting. I heard half
On
of it.
with the Dick Show, yeah, I saw a bit of that. That was nuts.
Yeah, so crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. What a week.
You got that right, my dude. Well, hey, good to have you here. And yeah, it has been a wild week. And to counter said wild week, we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a good time tonight with
Oh,
this
yeah.
show. Are you ready to do that, Pablo?
Dude, I have been ready for a couple of weeks now.
Good. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. All right. Let's see here. Let's acknowledge a few additional add-ins. Brian McCann, how you doing? Sherry, how you doing? Billy, go. Boom. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. Hey, guys, 1%. It's the shrimp, man. Shrimping is pimping, man. That's what's going
Yep.
on. All right. Let's bring in our other gentleman here, Mr. Clobbered Times. Look at that. Look at that
Dude,
background,
Avatar.
too, with the
Yeah.
Infinity Gauntlet and the Clobby skin. I love that.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Hello, my friends. Good to see you, Pablo, Nicholas. Always great to be here. Thanks for having me. And hello, my good friends in the chat. And look at the lovely Sherry, always cheering me up with that beautiful face. So good to see you all.
Good to see you, man. I'm excited to be talking about the Infinity Gauntlet on our part 2 of our marathon. But before we do talk about our marathon, we'll wait a few minutes. We'll get more people in the chat. But Clobby, you and I, for probably a few minutes, we'll just get a quick talking underway about a very unusual Avengers book that came out, written by Paul Levitz and drawn by Alan Davis.
Yes.
I took a look at it, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna say that I actually liked it. I actually enjoyed
did
it
too.
even, and it felt like the characters. They talked like the characters, and they got along like they vibed the way they do. Like it felt like it almost felt like a missing issue in between that era.
That's what it's supposed to be. It takes place right after the Silver Age issue, Avengers number 11, which goes all the way back to 1964. The year that's how old. Even I'm not old enough. That was the year I was born. So, and it's but it's of course tribute to. This is the 60th anniversary of the Avengers, which was in 1963, of course, and it's it's written. Paul Levitz is one of my favorite all-time comic writers. He's never written a Marvel comic. He's only written for DC. He worked for DC. He was publisher at DC for a while and president. But of course, he wrote some of the greatest. He's the greatest Legion of Superheroes writer. Any Legion fan will tell you that Levitz is the king when it comes to the Legion. But he's also written a lot of other stuff. Co-created a lot of characters that you would know of. For him to go do do a Marvel book is crazy, but also the fact that we've got Alan Davis. Now, even though this is based in the Don Heck era, number of years before John Buscema took over Avengers, Davis has kind of a John Buscema look to him. So there is a late Silver, early mid Bronze Age look to this art, and of course it takes place in continuity. In between after issue 11, in between issue 12, I guess it takes place in the Silver Age. And you're right, the writing is again, the issue is very simple. It's just start 5
very
issues.
simple,
very pricey too. Comics are expensive,
but there's a lot of pages. A lot of pages. You get like
45
pages, something like that.
How much is it?
It's
$6,
$5.99. Yeah, and Davis still has it. His art looks as good as it ever did. I think. It is a fun. I mean, again, it's written the way it's not. I of course, I was a little disappointed that there weren't more scenes of them sitting in malt shops in their civvies and talking about their fifis and about their and just sitting around and talking about how horrible the world is. And of course, it was also not diverse, so we have to hate it for that. Comics totally not diverse or anything. But you know what? That's because it's not. I don't know how. Well, I do know how this comic got made. Tom Brevoort. Brevoort's an idiot. Brevoort's a jackass, but he does know his stuff. He's a comic book historian. He loves all the same stuff I do. When you see a buddy of mine's always sending me excerpts from his blog. When you read his blog, he's like totally one of us, one of me, close, not too far from my age, and but every other way he's a jackass. But
Isn't that funny how that happens?
It's just it just goes to show you there are things that connect us even to people who are just
very different from us.
Yeah, very different. Different's fine. He's just the wrong kind of. He's a bad kind of different because he doesn't accept anyone else's differences. Whereas we, if we just disagree with him, would be fine with him. Except he's one of those who's not very tolerant of those who disagree on certain things in real life. But on comics and other geek stuff, he's hardcore like me. And he's the reason this comic got made, because something like this should have been done for the Fantastic Four 60th anniversary a couple of years ago, and it wasn't.
Yeah, big deal. That it just goes to show you like how low of a priority it is for them when they don't do that, because that's really unfortunate, because they should have, the way that, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy that this came out and that there's this opportunity to capitalize not only on just the the anniversary of the Avengers. Obviously they want to start cashing in on Kang. I'm not going to fault that move, no matter who that is. But it's just like, where was this opportunity to really acknowledge the Fantastic Four? Because as much as I enjoy this, obviously, guys, I've always been a much longer time fan of the F4, and it just feels like the F4 is just like, it's like they're just putting out the book nowadays just to say we have it. It doesn't feel like it's not a priority book. It's not. We all know why. It's the first family, and they don't like the family.
That's not why. The reason why is
one of the reasons.
Well, up until but their movie rights aren't as big as the Avengers. The Avengers have made billions of dollars for them in movies. The FF, they only just got those rights back for that just a couple of years ago. So that's why the FF had been excluded from 20-something years in comics. They have been treated like they weren't the flagship of the company, which they of course were.
Yeah, even for a time, they tried to phase them out. Scarlet Witch, they tried to turn her into an Inhuman. Yeah, but it was on the MCU because they were using Scarlet Witch on the MCU, and they were trying to make her more popular. She casted Hexon, I think was Magneto, and it was supposed to kill everybody on her bloodline, but only affected her, Pietro. So the implication was she was not a mutant and she was not related to Magneto. They tried to reckon that, then they tried to say she was an Inhuman. It was a lot of bullshit, man.
Alcinator, by the way, this is a new comic that came out this week. It's going to be 5 issues. It's called Avengers: War Across Time.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look into it more. I'm gonna admit that. And
I went and picked it up. I mean, it's available at finer comic shops because the sleazier ones refuse to carry it.
We're going to get in there in a few minutes, Billy. Don't you worry, my man. And shout out to Gonzalo Borgali and Christian Delorme. How are you guys? Nice to see you both here. No, dude. It just like, it looked like the characters. It felt like the characters. Like they talked to each other like how they are supposed to. The action was like everything. It made sense. Like, because I was just like, okay, like everything felt like that would work, and it really felt like the story mattered, even though it takes place past tense, like, and technically things already happened. It still felt like the book mattered, and now that's been one of my big things. When something feels like it matters, you really appreciate it that much more. And for me, that was a big plus. So
did you notice it was a period piece? Because it took place right after. It was written like it was just took place in 1963.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too.
Because Cap had just been. Remember, he run into this guy who had met him in World War II.
Yes, I did notice that.
That's something really smart, and there's something that I have been seeing a lot, especially in the big houses. They try to reflect the world today. Even 10 years ago, they were trying to do that. They were adding Obama into a comic or doing some shit like that. And if we are honest, on the 90s, it was just undescripted time frame. They didn't say is the 90s, is the 80s, is the 2000s, they didn't care. It was a mixed time frame. They care nothing about the date, about it was the aesthetic. Just follow the aesthetic, just keep everything going on the same direction, and that works. You know what? When we had that blur where we didn't knew when in time we were, it worked the best because they can go a bit retro, they can go a bit futuristic, they can come with a completely random gizmo based on any technology from the past. It works. It just feels like it belongs. When you date, when you say it's happening precisely in this date, you completely ruin that and you take away the plasticity that this kind of storytelling and art has. So it's really stupid just say is right in this date, in this year, in this. Let it just flow, man. Let it just be whatever it is, and if it fits the right kind of aesthetic, just do it.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly, my dude. Wholeheartedly. All right, guys. 15 minutes into the show. We got enough people in here. I mean, between the panel and the chat, Ironcast is going to be running late, so we're just going to get this show rolling. Are we all right, Chad? We got 21 plus in here. Are we ready to talk about the Infinity Gauntlet #2? I mean, come on. Are we ready to talk about this book? Are we ready to go by page, have fun acknowledging the art and the happenings of this book? Are we ready for this? Because I know I'm ready for this, but I want to know, are you 20 plus in the chat right? Because I'm feeling good about this. Shout out to Pole Baby 74. And if you're ready, this is the opportunity to raise those glasses in the air. And let's give us our salute to the Comic Shop Talk to 83 episodes.
Yay.
It's Thanos in time. And we're going to do a cheers and a beers and bombs up to all of you for coming out and hang out and supporting the show. Thank you for being here with us. What's up, Common Nerd? Let's do this, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Ah,
There
that's what's
you
up.
go.
And we got Fenrir here right on time to enjoy the comic
Fenrir.
with us.
Nice, buddy.
Fenrir,
For
long time no see.
3,000 years, this bastard has been sleeping. And now I have returned, people. What have I missed?
We missed you. We missed you.
Yeah, I missed,
What's
I missed you too, guys.
Cavatino? Well,
Hey.
you're right on time. We're going to talk about the Infinity Gauntlet issue #2. Are you ready, Fenrir?
Sure, let's do this. I haven't talked
Sure,
about
let's do it.
comics in a while. And I need to get back. I need to get back. I've been too off.
You feel the itch?
All right. Well, you were missed.
Huh?
So let's do this. So the
Yes.
Infinity Gauntlet issue #2. Of course, we're going to, admire the cover. So obviously this image, now for those in the chat who know the movies, there was a similar scene at the beginning of Endgame where they were seeing a screen of the heroes who had, blipped away, as they called it. So this is, for context here. And of course, you see Doctor Strange in the cocoon, because we all know who the cocoon is. You see where the status quo of the heroes who made, some of the heroes who made it, who didn't make. And also you see White Vision as well. Always cool to see. So yeah, nice, cool cover. I like obviously the cover to the first issue of Bimar. I mean, that to me is just obviously a straight up iconic. But this is still a good, strong, solid cover. It gives you an idea of kind of what to expect from this issue. So it definitely gives you the right amount of intrigue. So anything you want to add to this one, Pablo?
Dude, let's begin with that ass. You can point at both of them. Let's be honest, they did better job on Captain America than on She-Hulk. That shadow,
Yeah.
they needed to fix that. It's a bit just too bubbly. And She-Hulk, She-Hulk has it. So that's unfortunate. It's just simple, man. Go straight to the idea. They are showing you that people are gone and the heroes are just trying to pick up. They don't need to tell you anything else. After the last pages of the previous issue, you are hoping to see exactly what they are doing to fix this. So yeah, see them in action, seeing them just perplexed at the idea of the amount of people dead. Yeah, man, it's perfect.
All right. Did you want anything add to this, Clubby?
No, just great cover. Obviously, great Perez cover. So, no, I'm good.
All
We got
right,
a
Fenrir.
long way to go. So,
Well, well, it is a great cover, and Pablo pretty much just got all the points about. My points mainly the ass too. I mean, She-Hulk deserved more on that one, but yeah, it's all right. Everything's already been said.
All right.
Still, though,
Look
really
who
a
made it
disrespectful
to the
moment.
show. Ironcaster.
hey, there you.
What's up, man? He made it. Did you shave your
I-
head? He did.
Not.
No. You almost fooled me because you had it like where like you could only see your forehead, so it kind of gave the illusion like, oh, did he do it? No, he didn't. Dude, that was some shit, man. Well, you got here right on time. We're at the first page. You know, I'll let you lead off with this first page. I'm not even going to comment this one. I'll let you comment on this one, Caster.
What more do you need in the very first page? You open up, looking at this. It's Thanos, the Infinity Gems, just that glaring face down at you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is in the palm of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as the readers go, this is a good panel to open up on, especially after knowing what he did in the first issue. Like, this is how you start a comic. Like, it's not even action. It's just Thanos, that the universe's largest nihilist, grinning.
Well said, Caster. Leading it off with that page. Want to add anything to that, Fenrir?
Well, yes, the page is in itself terrifying. Specifically, after all the information you get of the previous issue, this would be a terrifying image, specifically by the fan's eyes. Because let's admit, this guy is a beast, and literally, imagine if in real life you saw this guy looking at you this exact way, you would soil your pants.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
like,
you would.
in the middle of his forehead there, you even see it say, "Let nihilism reign supreme."
Yeah.
Yes, truly, it is great. No action, it's just simply the terrifying threat that he is. Don't need to see him do anything. That is enough.
Kinda
Yes, indeed.
makes you wonder what the hell are the life experiences of the artist, because if you see that green, the person that painted that just made that art knows madness, knows somebody that is completely deranged, completely out of himself.
Well, it's George
There's-
Perez. So
yeah, so
I don't
there's
know if he does or not, but it's great stuff. Yeah.
dude, just look at the green, the eyes, the composition of the face. You need to have somebody in front of you to be completely off to know that kind of sensation, and he captures it perfectly.
Yeah, Paris has a way of capturing scenes that is pretty unique. I mean, remember that old Titans comic where he first introduces Dragon into the world?
Yes.
When he puts those entire buildings of people literally in sort of torturous, nightmarish image. Paris is a genius in those scenarios. Just say.
So okay, I like the title on the splash here, From Bad to Worse, because it really sums up everything about this comic. Because now you see how they not are reacting to Snap, how it's affected the world around them, not just the people who vanished off, but how the planet is being affected by it, like the destruction to the planet. You see everything is just collapsing, and very literally, and you're seeing what happens when you realize, oh crud, there may be a lot of heroes in this universe, but when you think about the amount of people, even still, when half the regular population is limited, and you still take half the hero population, there's never enough to save everybody. And that's a very scary thought, that no matter what you do, it's at this point in time, it literally won't be enough, because there's everyone's affected by it, whether
Yep.
it's falling from a plane or
It's a
or
marvelous
just
piece of work. This splash page.
oh right. Go ahead, Klobby.
The
Have
first
this
two
one.
splashes. Oh, I'm sorry. By
No,
not
go
only
for it.
George Perez and George Rubinstein, who I saw at a con this weekend, by the way. It's
Nice.
a terrific piece of work. I mean, it's nice mood setter, and you see that, and you look back at that, and you go, "Wow, I think the movie should have been more like this,
Mhm.
with the heroes actually
Agreed.
doing things together."
Right. Reacting to the whole aftermath of the snap. Yeah, no, I'll look.
How
Yeah, man,
everything changed.
Yes,
No,
agreed.
we've got to go and set up the tease of like planes crashing to hook you on the next issue of like Samuel L. Jackson fading away with a teaser for Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Davina Duckworth?
Beautiful
How you
layout.
doing?
And
Yes, and it
beautiful.
is an amazing layout. It is absolutely an
is.
amazing layout.
It is. Davina.
Perez absolutely killed it with this one.
Joe Rubinstein, of course, like I said, Perez was doing a lot of the layouts and pencils. Joe Rubinstein put his mark on this. He's one of the stronger inkers who leaves a
Okay.
mark on anything he does. So a lot of this is Rubinstein because Perez, of course, like any other penciler, can be heavily influenced by it. So I give them both almost equal credit with the brilliance of the big 2-pager or the spread. So
Okay. No, I can actually see your point on that. Actually, no, I see that. Yeah, I can actually see that, Klobby. Oi, and here's our boy. Now, once again, this was Kazar reacting. Nothing too eventful going on here, but now, of course, you see the Kree as well. You see the Baxter building. You just see a bit more reacting here. Nothing too extravagant going on. Man, my English is messed up on me.
how do you like that that Kree captain's name, Nick? DC.
Let me hold on. I did piece that together. No. Oh, you're right. It is. I did not piece that together. All these times. No.
Oh Lord.
No, dude, that's
that
hilarious. DC.
See.
Oh man.
Starlin sense of humor.
That is look, 5 Pico. Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
I never noticed
What's
that.
up, Monkey Chivas? How you doing? Dude, that is my mind's kind of blown right now. That is something else. Anything would have been better than that. But we all know that, Cavatina. We all know that. I mean,
Plays a girl now, right? So
is that so?
I think so. Well,
what do you got to add to this, Klobby, that maybe we don't understand better about this page? What perspective are you getting?
I don't know. It's just it's kind of cool to see the Kree in their old uniform, in their old uniforms. I haven't seen those in a long time.
I do like the color scheme of the green and white, because those are two colors you don't really think of them being together. But when you actually see it, it's like, oh damn, they actually got some cool ass uniforms here.
I love their uniforms, especially the green, like the one that Marvel used to have that over there. No, great cover layout, and a great page layout, and of course, again, Max Sheila or whatever was always an excellent colorist. So yes, it's nicely colored. Great art. The whole get used to this great. Don't get used to this great art because it's going to change soon in the series. But
yes, ain't that the truth? Now, this here though, I really like, and you know what? I'm going to let Pablo have this one because we haven't had him talk for a few pages. So Pablo, steal this one because this is some stuff right here.
Dude, when I say one of my reasons why I think Doctor Strange is maybe the best character that they could have made a movie with is because of this kind of page. Because of Doctor Strange has something that even in the cosmic kind of comics, you cannot do that easily. That is going beyond the barriers of the physics, going into complete deformation, complete adulteration of reality, bending it in ways that not only feels doable, that it feels weird, it feels bad. And in this case, just think about a soul so powerful can rip yours from your body and takes it to another plane. where everything just lose sense and is just this golden realm of chaos. That is something that you cannot do if you are not using magic, and this kind of magic at that is not something that you can do on fantasy either, because that will be more horror or a god. No, this is just a soul. We don't know yet who he is, but so powerful that can mold how Doctor Strange's soul perceive reality. And the way that is illustrated, the way that is in the page, is absolutely ridiculous. Just
And that's the beauty of magic. The
the
ridiculousness.
movement, and you have the Kirby crackle, and you have the web that actually feels like the dimension distorting if you see it as a wireframe. And yeah, you can see the movement of everything, but it's not the normal movement. It's just not pacing to the uh next beat directly. Is everything melts, you know. Just look at the contrast. You have the two pages one side to the other. You have the boxes, right? There's a definite line that tells you where everything starts, where everything ends on the drawing, right? You see in one, Doctor Strange just ends. Now look at the border in the very last piece of the art on the bottom half on the right. Doctor Strange is kinda becoming vapor. If you see the cape, never stops existing. It just keeps going in the same line, creating a cloud of vapor and light. So there's not a definition of time. There's not a definition of existence. That is the craziness of the Doctor Strange comics and Constantine on DC. If you want to go on that route, that they can do this kind of stuff. Even if you put people on a black hole, you need to have the definition of the spaghettification, right? The people becoming strings and just the forming and everything. In this, you don't. The very essence of the line becomes completely unimportant. So it can become the next character, or it can become completely the next scene, like here, and it just keeps going. Sorry, I know it might feel completely
No, man.
nonsensical, but
This is
No, no, no.
this
It's
is your
beautifully
chance to
said.
go for it.
yeah, but that's exactly the magic of Doctor Strange. That's exactly the magic of characters like Raven or such.
Literally the magic.
Yeah,
It's
that
literally magic.
it loses to the imagination. It just keeps going and abandons that physicality, that sensation of finality that the drawing normally has. You know, because of the structure of the comic, you need to go from one box to the other, to the other, to the other, and you are keeping a exact timing of the events. Here, you can distort that. You can play with that, and actually, in the next couple of issues, they do it better. So picking Doctor Strange for this, having that contrast, and Adam Warlock having that contrast to Thanos, that is more material, and his abilities are more transformative of something physical and not something as imaginative as this. That's something really, really great, and they did it great on Infinity War. Now that I think about it,
Oh yeah,
Thanos,
no. Doctor
yeah,
Strange they got right in Infinity War because you actually
yeah,
see what he can truly do in a fight in combat. And he was really like there's times where like he was before Thor obviously did what he did and Iron Man made him bleed, but Strange was the very first one who's really giving him competition. You really got to see his power set come to life like, yes, this is Doctor Strange.
yeah, but there's something about seeing the raw power of Thanos. He is using literally the powers of the universe to break you, and Doctor Strange turns them into butterflies. That is, they should have used that more on the next movie, keep Doctor Strange alive, and I don't know, maybe don't mess Scarlet Witch in the sequel was a waste. Yeah, that was tragic.
Yeah, you got that right, dude. You got that right. Oh man.
Dude, do you remember in the very first movie they have something like this when Doctor Strange is going through the different planes of
Yes.
existence?
The ancient one, Tilda Swinton's
Yeah.
ancient one, when she pushed him. And yeah, and he got pushed back. Yep, I remember. Oh
But
yeah, all too
there's a
well.
moment when you follow the body of Doctor Strange and it starts generating other hands, and the hands transform into a face, and you never lose the continuity. You are always following exactly the same thing, is just transforming in front of your eyes. Yeah, that's in this page. That's
Yes.
exactly that in
Oh,
this page.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right, before I see if any of the other guys got anything to add, I want to give a quick shout to Abigor and Holy Hand Grenades. How you doing? Judah Khan. What's up, Judah Khan? I love reading the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War. I also haven't read the Infinity Crusade. Oh, you should. What's up, Grim, Snail Messiah, and of course my guy Eric K. How you doing, Eric K? All right. It seems like Caster had something to add to this.
Yeah, just this is always one of the highlights for me, and I think a character like Doctor Strange is really great for showing just how good you can how crazy you can get with the comic art, where he's being summoned here by some material being where you're able to see reality just kind of fade away. I mean, you look at about the middle on the left of the right page there, how it looks like the floorboards are starting to turn to cloth as they're kind of fading away, as
Yes,
the rigid structure of the frames of the pages is just melting away around him, as Strange himself is even in part becoming part of the borders there, as he's being reached out to by what I have dubbed the Geeks and Gamers logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. We have a Geeks and Gamer here in the chat. Rogue
Yeah.
Attraction. Yeah, from the Parks channel. How you doing, Rogue Attraction? Nice to see you.
Hey, Rogue Attraction.
Hey, yo.
Hey,
I'm so honored. But go ahead, Caster. Carry on.
But I mean, also the fact that this is us finally getting Doctor, or we have him being brought into the greater fold with the other heroes. I mean, yeah, Silver Surfer kind of mentioned him, but now we're getting to see those glimpses of just how powerful this person is. He's able to just basically force Doctor Strange out of his body into this astral projection in a way that seems unlike any other time. That's how powerful he is.
It's such a waste on the movies how they just use the Soul Stone in a single movie, having Doctor Strange already there. Doctor Strange plus the Soul Stone plus the Soul Realm will have been a mind bender. What they are trying to do with Quantum Mania is nothing compared to what you can do.
See, that's the beauty of the books.
Yeah,
The
they
budget
took a
is
lot of-
unlimited.
They did a lot of missed opportunities on those movies.
And it's really unfortunate that the modern comics like to go and write themselves in a way that they're trying to write for the TV adaptation, when
that's the worst part.
Yeah, you've got an unlimited budget, you can do anything, but no, we need to paste this it's going to be adapted for a show.
And something that is great about we are just jumping to the next page, and immediately we see a clear cut to an entity that actually does completely the opposite to Doctor Strange. Instead of being just magic let loose and being completely crazy, you have the most utilitarian kind of magic, utilitarian point of view of how magic works in the universe, that is Doom. For Doom, magic is not about the crazy and the effects and all the weird things that you can do. It's about controlling and overpowering. So it's beautiful having that jump from Doctor Strange directly to Doctor Doom.
Oh, I know, and this is something I won't. Obviously, I'm not gonna fault the MCU for because obviously they didn't have Doom and the rights to Galactus at the time. But can you imagine what could? Let's just pretend that if they did at the time and they used them, can you imagine Doom and Galactus being involved in the story too, dude? Like I say the word huge a lot, but
Well,
bro,
you might
25
not have
people in
to
the chat.
Yeah, think
might not
about
have to imagine it.
Mhm.
I
Think
straight
about
up
think
huge.
about an scene.
Huge.
Just Iron Man discussing with Doom, and Doctor Strange, just about something simple. We had that scene with Star Lord, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange, and basically they were sassier than an all-female hip hop competition. So it was just sassy overflow. Just imagine the other side, the snarkiness and the dryness of a conversation between Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Doom. We missed that.
Nah.
Yep.
I love seeing this because it lets you know like Doom, like despite all things, he's still Doom and he will not change. And he is obviously very resistant about everything that's happening. Ultimately, the dude he cares about himself and his territory. That's it for Doom. That's where he starts and that's where he stops with Doom. And but I love the pages here, dude. They're like I really feel like Perez really nails the feel and the sinisterness of Doom. And of course, once again, the colorist, man, he really he gets the whole element of Strange. He really does. It really I'm like, man, this is sometimes there are just some things that live action can never do. Maybe if this was like animation adaptation, that could have worked. But there's some things live action can never do with all the CGI. Dare I even say some of the best CGI? There's just some things that only drawn hands can do. You know,
You can
that's
do
what
it.
it shows you. Man is still more powerful in some ways than technology. So, and the
There's
proof is in the Belgian chocolate pudding right here.
there's a way you can do it, but you need the next step of technology. You need glassless or really basically without any barrier 3D. Because if you have anything that makes you just move or be a bit uncomfortable, you break the immersion. But if you have 3D without anything weighting you, anything making you feel uncomfortable, the immersion that you will have will be just amazing. So having something like Doctor Strange with the best CG, I know they can do it because of Avatar. I don't know in the MCU what they are doing, where the budget is going, because Avatar looks 100 times better, to be honest. If they go with that kind of effects, doing a Doctor Strange movie on glasses free 3D, that can completely change how you see even the the first Doctor Strange movie with glasses on 3D is even uncomfortable. Some of the crazy scenes. Just think about that with anything bothering you just watching at the screen. It will be fantastic. They can do it. It will be really costly, but they have money.
They do, but as far as spending goes, Common Nerd said best in the chat. It's all laundering at this
Yep.
point. That's why we
Mhm.
go to the source material, the point of reference, and we admire the beauty that lies within the books. That's why we have this stuff here. So yeah, no, Pablo, well said on his page. Any of you guys have anything else you want to add to these wonderful pages, whether it's story or art?
Well, yeah,
Just love the Doom. Just love the Doom shot right there. That one page.
Dude,
Again,
yeah.
right.
That's
this
great.
this issue is much like the first issue, we're still in setup stage. We're still in foundational stage. And that's what this issue. A lot of it is exposition, setting things up. And this issue does a much nicer job of that than the first one, as far as or starting to lay foundation a little bit better in terms of what we're going to get out of the story. And Doom, that's a timely entrance by Doom, getting him to show up like that. That's cool because you go, wow.
Best way
Just
to
have the
introduce
guy
that.
watching in the shadows. Like
Yes,
the creepy.
but isn't it great that every single time Doctor Doom appears, he has to announce himself? He has to let you know that he's Doom.
He knows how
He's
to
the
make an
ultimate
entrance,
narcissist.
man. He's like a WWF wrestler. If you think about it in that way, he makes an entrance. He makes it known that he's here, like the way Stone Cold has the glass that breaks. Doctor Doom lets you know, hey, Doctor Doom is here. Like that's his entrance, man. That's just what he does. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm not gonna say anything for these pages, story or art. So I'm gonna pass it off to Fenrir to lead off. No, Bueller, Fenrir.
What?
Are you
Oh,
dead?
what?
You want to talk about these pages, story wise, like thoughts, anything? No.
Well, I enjoy how he summoned his brother to basically, in a way, kind of gloat. That just takes a lot about his psyche.
Oh yeah, he's
Thanos
drunk on
is a
power.
lunatic that is drunk on power, and seriously, the Infinity Gauntlet itself is just one of those stories that just how can I explain it without sounding like a jack off? It's one of those stories that just stays with you. Okay, it just sticks with you. That's the closest thing I could say. And just because of these, and mainly because of these small moments, to just tell you everything about the characters here and there. God, I'm trying to explain it, but I can't figure out the words. I just sound lame.
You're making sense, man. You're making sense.
You've got passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear that you obviously you have love. You want to express love for this wonderful, albeit bleak story.
Think about the twisted morality that Thanos has. He, in fact, believes in love and family in a way. He believes in love, and that's why he's doing everything that he's doing for that. And he's so convinced that family has an importance that what's the thing that he does when he has all the power on the universe? Hey, bro, look, I can draw dicks on the sky.
He's
That's
not very nice.
basically what he does.
He's not very nice to his father and his brother.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys would do that if they had the power.
Thanos
He's gonna-
is if not only is he drunk on the power, he also just happens to run the bar that he's drunk on power on.
He
just
summoned
happens
Star
to own
Fox to
it.
make him watch the Laser Light show.
Yeah.
And he
He's
straight
not
up Twitter silenced him too. He straight up Twitter silenced his ass. Like literally, he straight up Twitter silenced him. He's like, "Okay, you don't have a voice on my platform. Here you go, bitch." And boom.
By the way, my platform is the universe.
Yeah, right. His platform is the damn universe. Oh yeah. No, I like it. I don't want to have anything else to add. Caster, why don't you go ahead and go ahead with these pages before we move on?
Yeah, so I mean, it's the Titans trying to figure out what's going on, and as they're realizing that there's only one possible person that could have done this, and the minute they discover this, the minute Star Fox discover this, who should happen to whisk him away but his dear brother, with the devil on his shoulder, no less.
Oh, straight up, man. Straight up. Yo, awesome one. TZ Burton, how you guys doing? Thanks for dropping in. No, I just when you made this a thumbnail, I'm like, bro, just look at Eros's face, man. That is a man who's I mean, obviously it's figurative, but he's seeing death before his own eyes, and that is just, bro. Like once again, Perez knows how to draw a really intimidating looking Thanos. And, for me, I don't know which part makes it the most entertaining. I don't know if it's the eyes or the teeth, or maybe a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
But those teeth really add for it to me. I don't know what do you guys think? For me, it's all about the eyes and teeth.
Nick,
I think the part
you...
that's
Oh,
the part that stands out to me most is Star Fox. I just the contrast with the color choice with the way he's painted.
Mm-hmm.
and
He's very ghostly pale.
just his face, man, and just think about it. His name is Eros. Think about the things that he has seen on his life.
Mm-hmm.
And the face of completely disbelief and horror seeing Thanos. This guy, again, his name is Eros. Do I need to say exactly the kind of things that this guy has seen?
Nope. If you read a book, no.
Yep. So for him having that face is, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is.
It's fantastic to look at too, by the way. That just say it too. Yeah, I mean, you got all, and you got Drax too here in his lovely outfit that we'll never ever see. And this is what I mean. Where Thanos, this is where he Jack Dorsey'd Eros right here. This is where he Jack Dorsey'd him, and then he straight up tortures Nebula. Dude, this is where you really like, and still Death does not give a fuck, man.
No, in fact,
she don't give a fuck. I'm reading these pages again. I'm like, dude, she just doesn't care, and he's fuming. Like,
Death is that example.
Action.
Yes.
Death is that example. Death is that example of that girl you just really want to impress, but just doesn't give a shit. Cause, God, seriously, this is a perfect representation of a dude who just can't get any.
Yeah, the perfect representation of the. Let's face it, most of the dumb things we do in life are for a woman. Not the woman's fault. It's us for want of a woman, I should say. And this is the ultimate tale in that, for sure.
Remember the golden rule.
Yeah.
Don't
the ultimate statement on that.
And Paulie, you said it right about Thanos' sensation about family, because again, these 2 pages really show specifically what you see what Nebula's at. He has the power of God. He could literally make her better, but he just keeps her like that, right there. Mm-hmm. Just shows how fucked up he is.
He's terrible. Basically, he's not very nice.
Yeah, Nebula is an insult to death. If you think about it, Thanos created a being that death can literally never touch. That's Nebula.
And it's his granddaughter. So
yeah, so if he wants
an awkward family reunion.
Yes.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, the fact that he doesn't want his dad there kind of makes it even worse.
At least it's not Alabama kind, but yep. It's gonna be crazy.
Nah, dude, you see this, and once again, I don't know what it is, but the way Perez makes teeth look very evil, even with Eros, who's obviously nowhere as evil as Thanos, you just like even his teeth look freaking scary. Like, and he makes the whole layer too. He makes that shit look bone chilling. I see that, I'm like, dude, that looks chilling just to see that whole layout.
Well, with the Infinity Gauntlet, you could have perfect teeth.
I'm glad he's not like Rob Liefeld, who draws like 75,000 teeth in the head, some guy's head. Was you ever seen Rob Liefeld? You ever looked at the teeth in the character he draws?
Oh God,
like 4,000 teeth.
He needs to make the pouch and the tooth.
Yeah, it's just too much. He does too much.
I took a shot at
yeah, in the comics he is the granddaughter, not the daughter.
In the comics, she's the granddaughter.
Yeah, the MCU did a lot of stupid changes.
MCU changed shit. Yeah.
Look, I mean, I'll be a slight contrarian. I don't think that's the worst change. I mean, that to me is like nothing. Yeah, that's nothing where it's gonna hurt the story for me.
No.
For me, stuff that hurts the story is,
but it is a change.
It is a change. Oh, absolutely, it's a change regardless. Nonetheless, It's definitely those are changes that I can tolerate. I don't want to say I'll accept it, but I can tolerate. It's not going to hurt anything for me. It's a nitpick. If I were to critique it, it's a nitpick.
I mean, who even remembers it? I'd forgotten all about that. It was granddaughter rather than daughter. I'd forgot that for years. So I was rereading this one day. So yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. That's certainly the one minuscule compared to all other changes.
No, there's even changes, huge changes that I can just live with because, well, I
Demon.
Oh,
By the way, the answer is no.
Oh.
sorry, I opened up the Rob Liefeld gold floodgates. I just couldn't resist when you mentioned teeth.
There are some
Usually
things
it's
not
feet-
even the
it's feet.
Infinity Gauntlet can do.
Right. It's feet or teeth.
There is
Either way,
limits to
you know?
omnipotence.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is freaking hilarious, D-Bud. You son of a
dude,
bitch. That
Nick,
is amazing.
can I let loose just for a second?
Yeah, let loose.
Okay.
We love hearing you talk. Go for
Okay.
it, man.
This is something that up to, I will say, Age of Ultron, a bit after Age of Ultron, I thought many times, and somehow my mind was just like, okay, they can change whatever they want because I have the comics, right? Well, I still have the comics, while I still can just go to the main universe and read what the main characters are doing. I'm completely fine with the MCU being this Elseworld or other dimension or other universe, however you want to call it, right?
You
So
jinxed
it can, dude,
Yeah,
it
you
can
really
go
did.
in, yep, it can go in whatever direction you want, right? Because it's not really that important. But no, we don't really have the main universe because the comics kind of suck, and the MCU, let's be honest, the changes
It
that they
sucks.
have been doing are not like the changes that they did in some of the earlier movies that worked. It was unimportant, some of the changes, because yeah, it's kind of big but doesn't affect. I'm seeing the character. The character
The
is acting
changes
that
now are
they should, right?
like taking a little dump on a plate, then putting cream on it, serving it to a person, and saying that it's a hot Sunday.
Dude, but let's be honest, a lot of the changes were really big. If you think about the changes that they did with Tony Stark is in a love relationship with Pepper Potts. Why? That's a big change.
Well, yeah.
Uh, Roddy not being his bodyguard for a time, not
Right.
being,
There were a lot of changes. So
yeah,
zillion. I mean, almost everything is a change with what they do. Yeah.
exactly. That's the thing. It is another universe that works differently. That the characters have different positions, but they become who they should be. Iron Man is Iron Man. Captain America is Captain America. Thor is Thor. They feel like the characters, right? So I
Yeah.
can accept that. I can accept that universe and be completely happy because first I have the 616 that is still working, and it actually makes me feel like I have that to fall back if the movies suck, and the movies were bangers. Even the bad movies, Age of Ultron is not that bad.
I didn't think
you
it was
have-
Dude,
bad.
I'm
I
an
like
Age
it.
of Ultron defender. Me and
Me too.
Klobby.
Oh,
We
like
are
that
the
movie.
Age of Ultron defenders.
finally,
I like that
people that
movie.
understand that.
Mhm.
Dude,
Yeah, I
that
love it.
movie
I
has a
s-
lot of good. That scene, just think
Does.
about
I straight up saw it
Hawkeye.
twice in the theaters, and
Yeah.
I don't regret it one bit.
I saw
When
it 5 times.
people talk about
Nice.
the Marvel humor, on that moment when Hawkeye readies the arrow, nobody will know. That scene
That's the
is
thing.
great.
That movie
Yes,
got Hawkeye. That movie
yeah,
acknowledged Hawkeye.
exactly. And that's humor, but that's humor that you feel like it comes from the character. Guardians of the Galaxy is another movie that
Basically,
everything
it was
changes.
smart humor.
Jandu is a Ravager and not one of the fierce Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry, that is not flying unless it's in the MCU. In the MCU, I can see that. I can see the ex Guardians of the Galaxy being Ravagers instead of Guardians of the Galaxy. They were still a team. They were still rolling. We don't know that story. We just know they exist, right? But we know that the Star-Lord, this version of Star-Lord is charming. The version of Drax is not Drax, is not the Drax that we are seeing in Infinity Gauntlet. Is not an intelligent, super powerful being, but is a fun kind of character that I actually like. Is not the same, but is enjoyable, right?
Oh,
So
agreed.
I can take in this universe that's Drax, that's Gamora, that's Nebula. Nebula is nothing like in the comics. Gamora is nothing like in the comics, but I still can take them. That's their names. That's the archetype of the powers that they have, and the character is basically an Elseworld, a different version. Okay, now it's
All right.
impossible
Before
to
we
keep that.
go forward, I just want to acknowledge Jagar for subscribing. I've not seen you before, but if you're a lurker or a chatter, whichever you do, thank you for subscribing. And hopefully
you.
you like what you see on the channel. And I'm just gonna plant the seed of a gilded watch party for Age of Ultron. So
Yes,
maybe we could do an Age of Ultron gilded watch party. I'm just saying.
Sure.
All right, well, let's get back to this book here because we got a very important page here, and I'm gonna let Caster lead off with this one.
Yeah, so this is where we're finally getting to see just like how big the snap was. Like who's all missing. And there's a lot of big name characters here that all got whisked away. Many of which we're gonna recognize. There are some, but there's also a lot of the classic heroes that just aren't as around today. So it's, if in terms of the modern sense, it's worth kind of looking at this to see like what were the comics like then. It's a bit of a time capsule in its own right.
The custom styles and everything.
Yep. So
Yeah, a lot of
so for
lousy ones.
example, Archangel and Beast are missing. But you
Mhm.
don't like
Yeah.
Archangel?
No, I don't like what they did with Archangel, the whole Archangel thing.
Oh,
let's get away
it's
from
so
that.
good though.
I hate it.
But we'll get there eventually.
I didn't like the design, but I did like the wings, though.
I don't like the
Oh
whole
no,
idea.
it's
not
such a
litigate
good
that now.
story. Eventually, we got to talk about the Fall of the Mutants.
Do we?
Black Cat,
I'm just kidding.
Black Panther, Box.
Box.
Cloudy, do you know
Box.
anything about Box? Because that's a character I've never seen outside of this comic. Like,
All right. Look, this was an
He's
era when I was not
part of
reading Marvel.
that Canadian team, right? The
Yeah.
the-
Alpha
like,
Flight later
the
Alpha
Department
Flight, you mean?
H or
Or one
the
of those other
Department
groups.
H or
Somebody on the
Alpha
chat will
Flight.
know I was not reading Marvel at this point very much.
I'm gonna be honest. I myself am not really. I know who he is, but I can't remember.
That's
That's
he-
how
he-
low
he-
he is.
Sasquatch. I knew Sasquatch, and I knew who Shaman was. I didn't know who Cersei was.
I also
knew
know who
Marvel
Puck
Boy
is, though.
was.
Yeah, but,
I did not know who Windshear was. That's a
Yeah.
brand new one from when I first read this.
some of
here.
all of the Fantastic Four are gone.
The whole
yeah,
Fantastic
some of the
Four-
characters,
the
Sasquatch.
Super- yep. Why the old FF got to be taken out? Just because they didn't want to use them.
Sasquatch, he teamed up with Sabretooth, so it's impossible not to know him at least a little. A U.S. agent, yeah, you kind of know at least a bit of him if you have read some Captain America, but there's a lot of unknowns, man.
Yeah, actually, look at this. It looks
yeah.
like all of the
Power Man,
all of the Canadian team is gone. What, A4? Not A4s.
Marvel Girl,
Alpha Flight. All of Alpha Flight are gone.
A lot of Alpha Flight's gone.
So there's nobody to protect Canada.
Nope.
Wow.
Canada's
Marvel Girl's
screwed.
gone.
Blame Canada.
Wasn't Cersei in the first? Cersei was in the first issue, but I guess it was before the Snappy.
Yeah, Cersei
Hawkeye.
got snapped away.
Yeah, Hawkeye's gone.
Hercules,
Man,
Makari, so that's two Eternals, and then you got the Black Panther, just like in the movie, and then of course you had The U.S. agent, yeah, shite, yeah, U.S. agent got another one.
Yep.
Garland just said, you know what? I don't feel like messing with these characters. I like these other ones better. So,
Yeah,
actually, it was an
maybe.
editorial decision.
You guys are funny.
Go Frost.
They could have used this event to actually remove a lot of redundancies. Now that I think about it, a lot of the power sets are exactly the same.
Well, here's the thing, though. One, it's a dead giveaway that things are going to get reversed because all these characters aren't being taken out of their. In other words, the whole Fantastic Four is there. The comic at that point they weren't canceling the Fantastic Four. You got almost a lot of Alpha Flight, a lot of X Factor there. They weren't going to cancel those comics, so you knew they were going to come back.
No, not with X-Men being at
Not that it matters, just
at the peak when it was.
Well, this is 91, so I think it was. I mean, I'm assuming they were doing well, but I mean, when did the peak happen? Was that mid 90s or was it around 92, 93, Klobby?
For who?
For the X-Men to become the comic book phenomenon that it was.
Oh, this is right around that point. I mean, the biggest point was in the early 80s. The biggest was, during the Claremont Byrne run was there, until later that as far as big sales though, around this point or a little after the Jim Lee, big X-Men #1 famous issue that they relaunched with the #1 of their own series, and it sold like a million something copies.
This has got to be before that because some of them are still in the classic costumes. Marvel Girl still has her classic one.
Right. This is before that. Well, Marvel Girl's in her X Factor outfit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That they're still doing X Factor.
I don't know, but I think the height of their popularity is still. I mean, where they got into just blew up was during the Claremont Byrne run, and then that lasted through the 80s up into the mid 90s. Yeah, and they got the cartoon that certainly added to it. The video game, certainly added to it.
Welcome to Die.
Anyway, here we go. Here we go with Thunderstrike. Yeah, this is Thor.
Yep. And also Alpha's in here. Mexican Iron Man would like that, seeing Alpha's here.
Yeah.
Another 2 issues in a row we've got Alf.
I
know, right? We just got Alf for 2 straight
Seriously,
issues.
was Alf like some kind of huge thing back then? I mean, I know Alf was
a big deal back then, man.
Well,
they figured they could escape getting in trouble by making him blue.
They were offsetting the fact that they got rid of Alpha Flight, so we got to have Alf. He's Alf A Flight.
Again, note that he's blue.
Oh, I know,
note
right?
That he's blue because that's important.
Yeah, they had to save it.
There's our boy Pip because they
got. Can I point one thing out?
That's the part where the
Can I point one thing out here?
You go back to the part with.
Alpha's big at Marvel. They did the licensed comic. Oh, thank you for filling me in, Justin, and nice to meet you, Justin. Thank you. Alpha's big, but I didn't get into it. They hide the cats. But yeah, no. So back to the story.
And he wasn't blue.
So, yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out: the fact that all the king gods get together just to deal with this thing really sums up how much of a threat Thanos is, because we've seen stories where the Avengers couldn't even take on Odin or Zeus, and the fact that these guys are scared of this threat just shows how big this is.
That's a good point, Fenrir.
Yeah,
good point.
It gets bigger.
Thank you.
That's the thing. This keeps escalating and escalating. If you think first is the ground level heroes, then you are going to more of the celestial beings. Then you go to, there's a couple of pages later, Galactus. So if you think about the scale, Galactus is over Odin. I won't say easily, but let's be honest, Galactus can kill Odin. But Galactus is afraid. Galactus is looking for people to join him to defeat Thanos.
And that's boy Pip. Pip the Troll right here.
Little Pip.
Basically being a couch potato.
A bum.
He's waiting. No, he's just waiting.
He's just waiting, all right. But this is where it leads to a big moment because you see a cocoon breaking. And that leads to a character who becomes very essential to the story. Very essential. And this is like, I can understand what Doctor Doom and Galactus, as I mentioned earlier, they literally couldn't use them. I get it, shit happens. And that wasn't like we just chose not to use them. This is we literally can't. But then Adam Warlock was straight up we chose not to. And before we get to that though, I like this one here because this is where you get to see Doom. Well, still be Doom. In spite of everything going on in the world, he's still Doctor Doom. He's still playing these games. Like this is like Victor, never change. Never change, you lousy son of a bitch. But it leads to a moment of the guy who's the game changer of the story. I mean,
yeah, buddy.
Once again,
That's a great
essentially
page.
essential. And for those in the chat who are here, I'm going to just throw this out there because we got 22 of you in here. Thank you for being here, by the way. You may have missed it when we did our open meeting stream. We will be doing an Adam Warlock run for like 3 weeks to a month in around April, May-ish. So we will be covering the Starlin run of that book, and it's gonna be fantastic. So right, obviously now's Infinity Gauntlet, but we're gonna be doing a whole Warlock saga, and I hope you come back for that because we're gonna have fun talking about this amazing character and how absolutely freaking phenomenal that story was. Now, anyways, back to the main story of now where Warlock arrives, because this is the guy that has to be, who's technically still a stranger. He's not to Strange, but he is to the others. And he basically needs to tell Strange, hey, I need you guys to convince me that, well, I'm going to kind of lead the team, even though you don't know me. And you can tell there's definitely some skepticism. Like, obviously, Doom's going to be Doom. But Surfer, like, he'll go along because he's a nice guy. But in his head, he has that in his head reserved skepticism. So I really like the dynamic at play here, and I love the emotions at play in the pages. So that's what I got on that. What do you got, Klobby?
Oh man, this is a great scene with and what an amazing page. In my time, many called me Adam Warlock. You may do also if you feel so inclined. Boy, is he pompous. I love him. He looks fantastic. Him and that one page is maybe the best page in the book, and there are a lot of great art space in the book. So seeing Adam Warlock come back at that point made me want to buy the book back then. I wasn't even buying a lot of Marvel books. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Doom stuff there with Doom popping in and blasting Surfer and all that stuff. Who Surfer's still weakened. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, it should, once again, as I mentioned earlier, it shows even in the thick of things, Doom does not change. His conviction is it's his strength, but because to show you, like, it could also definitely be his downfall if he, doesn't learn to trust others even in the heat of the moment.
Doom has no downfall.
Doom has no downfall. What's up, Sander? Yeah. He says Adam has yellow fever. You guys are funny. Oh, now, all right. Go ahead, Caster. Talk about these intense pages here because this is some important story right here.
I mean, it's just more of Thanos playing with them and taking advantage of the power as he's growing more and more accustomed to it, as he's doing who knows what. I know. He's got Eros and Nebula experiencing hentai.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Mistress Death very much likes that.
You mean that old soda brand, Tentacle Grape?
That one.
Yeah.
Apparently 50% of people like it, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I've never seen the appeal.
Japan, man. Japan.
And again, we just have more of Thanos being completely power mad and insane.
Mm-hmm.
Eros has no mouth, so he I have no mouth, and yet I must scream.
That's a Harlan Ellison novel. No, that is the title of a Harlan Ellison story. It really is. I have no
Is it?
mouth, but I must scream. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. The more you know.
Yeah, that will really get you in life. That's something in life you just needed to know, man. I tell you. Valuable life information there.
Can we look at these little panels down here to the page to the left where you see, obviously the silence arrows, and once again that twisted smile of Thanos right there, and then there's the shadowing above his teeth too. Like the shadowing, I feel like adds to it right there. The shadowing, like, dude, jeez, Perez once again, like,
Yes.
this guy Thanos looks so scary in these pages. He straight up looks scary. Like,
Yes.
damn, dude, homeboy is not playing around when it comes to love. I mean, I've heard stories of dudes killing for love, but this guy really kills for love. Really kills for love. What do you got, Fenrir, on these pages here?
Fenrir.
You alive? Otherwise,
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, what can I say? I can only say that this just shows how much. Yeah, damn it! All the good jokes were already taken by Ironcaster and the others. Damn it! I can't think of anything. So the only thing I can think about is the tentacle joke, and I got nothing. Already took it. So we're gonna have to skip this one.
Well, I'm not going to skip this one. I'm going to let Pablo have it with these pages because I think these are very important pages here. So if you don't want to go, if you want to wait till that's fine, my dude. And shout out to JT Gunn, Late Night Cap. How you doing, man? Oh yeah, Pablo, go ahead and talk about these pages because I feel like these are very important pages that well warrant some thoughts.
Dude, just led to Doom to antagonize a being that can literally alter the reality of the universe. And being like, you are not above me, you are below me, you will bow to Doom. Is, let's be honest, if Doom met literally no a god, the proper god, he will be still antagonizing him. That's is just incredible how well they keep every single one of the characters to what they are in the rest of the stories, especially the stories that are going at this point. I think Marvel had that continuity allow already in place, so is not a surprise. But the fact that every single character acts exactly how you will expect. If Silver Surfer meets Adam Warlock, he respects Adam Warlock. If Doctor Doom meets Adam Warlock, who is this guy? Why the hell is he trying to tell me what I can and cannot do? Doom is great like that. And Thanos toying with reality itself and torturing his victims just with that. They unable to scream, to run, to die, to even beg for mercy shows you how evil he is. And again, the green. Every single time you see that green is perfect. That is why I love the Thanos in these books. I know I have my reasons to hate what they do with Thanos in these books. The reason why I love him in these books is that he's terrifying when he is actually acting as the Mad Titan.
Well said, my guy. But that's nothing surprising coming from you, my dude. Let's move on here. And chat, thank you for being with us. I mean, God, hour 18 of the show, and you guys are still hanging out. I absolutely love to see it. So, Klobby, I'm gonna let you have it. These very wild pages here, because this is, man, whoo, I love what I go for it, Mega.
Yeah, I love this part where Thanos starts yelling, "Shocker! You can't escape from me!" Oh no, sorry. I got it confused with him. playing with his powers, trying to impress the girl. Again, he's on the beach trying to flex his muscles. He's kicking sand in the faces of the bullies, trying to impress the girl. And she's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Look at him. It was so funny how the way she's antagonized by her just not giving a crap. And he's relentless. He doesn't think, well, maybe there's other fish in the sea, in the universe, but no, he's gonna wipe out a 20 million year old red giant star just to impress her, to impress a girl, man. And
Yeah.
who wouldn't?
That's what I said. The things that dudes do for love,
Unreal.
man. Like dudes do
Yeah,
some
yeah,
wild things.
look,
For
there's
love,
a point.
man.
Yes, we do crazy things for love, but there's a limit. There's a limit.
Fenrir,
Yeah,
Fenrir, Fenrir,
Thank you, Judicon, by the way, for that comment. Thank you.
dude, you can say that, but at the moment of truth, the power of Bonner compels you.
I would do anything for love.
True. Yeah, that is true.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's Thanos' the theme song now.
Especially if
Yes.
if the girl
I'm
is
more-
hot. If she is that hot, yeah. Especially that.
Yeah. It's what happens after that I'm more interested in, really. But if you want to, that's just him. This is by the way, some brilliant art on the next couple of pages. Absolutely astounding. These 2 pages by
Yes.
Perez and Rubinstein. So it should be always noted on some of these pages that are just again some phenomenal work on some of it, and including those 2. And
All right.
so go ahead.
No, you're good, man. And what's up, Sabe Overby? How you doing? And it looks like Air K sent me like, hey, Cassie, can you get that and throw into the private chat? We'll definitely view that a few pages down the road. Because if it's a hot toy and it's the surfer, that always warns, like always, of you. So I'm gonna let Pablo have at it with these 2 pages. Because these are important pages too. Once again, seeing Cloak here, this is a
what I was
crusher to
talking
see
about
for
right here.
Cloak, because Cloak has pretty much lost his other. This is what happens when you're a duo, and Cloak has lost his other half, and you see also on top of it, Galactus of all people's like.
Yeah,
fuck.
that was something. Galactus is even
Fuck.
worried.
Even Galactus is shooken by this set. Like, and then you see that once again when I say about that the Earth damage. This is the shit hitting the fan. Like people say that quote a lot, and I feel like it's used a little too loosely. But I feel like this is where that quote really means something right here on this page. What are your thoughts on that, Pablo?
Dude, is exactly that. The fact is, Galactus as a being, for him, almost everything is unimportant. Even the most cataclysmic event on the universe for him is absolutely nonsensical because he has seen universes die, plural. Like, he has been continuously throughout the existence of different universes. He has seen absolute oblivion. And in this situation, he's still like, maybe this is too much. That's when you know something is too
Galactus has humanity in him of all the damn
when
people.
Galactus is scared, you know this is bad.
And he's more than scared. He's annoyed because he was going to eat that star. Basically, that's the premise of his appearance here. Is like, that was my dinner. God damn it.
Thanos just reached out and slapped the sandwich out of his hand.
Yeah. So
No, here Thanos came, he took his sandwich and he took his drink and then took about the majority of his fries and said, hey, no, here's the fries, but these are the ones without the salt.
yes.
He
So
grabbed his drink and just poured it out in front of him.
Oh.
at this point, Galactus is basically like, okay, this is something that I cannot deal by myself. I need people. I need to get people. I hate people. Okay, it's Thanos' fault.
Well said, dude. Oh man. No, well said, Pablo. Okay, we're gonna do a quick detour to view this Silver Surfer hot toy because, well, it's Silver Surfer. So go ahead and scroll through this really quickly for us so we can admire some more glory.
Wow.
I just want to stop and admire just the box
box?
for alone.
I
Before,
know.
before
Look
you guys
at
actually get
that
to
box.
see the goodie inside. How often do we stop and say, guys, look at the box?
Oh, the box art's incredible.
It's
Right.
insane. I love that presentation. That almost makes me. There's almost like a if I was rich, I'd have to buy two just because that box looks like it should stay in mint condition. And I'm one of those guys who loves opening up the toys. And yet here I am with such a gorgeous. Oh God! I feel like Vince McMahon. Ah,
Well,
Austin,
I
you're
need
fired. But give me a hot toy, damn it! Holy, that is amazing.
You know, Noreen Rat is one of my favorite characters of all time, right?
Dude, really? I
Yeah,
understand why. He's fantastic.
yeah.
The animated series.
Animated series is fantastic. Man.
Oh, I
is
Yeah, it
love
truly
the animated series.
that cartoon truly got the meaning of space opera.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Well
like-
said, Fenrir.
It did.
Oh, we got another real one in the chat with when he gets the toys too. That's it. Thank you, Billy Go Boom. I
Yes.
knew you were one of the real ones. Says it open all, but that's what's up, dude. Take those things out, man. That's
You
what's
know,
up.
there's
I
only
love this. It's like his skin is flowing like mercury.
I feel like his skin is popping out of that toy.
you actually need to do a case that can have not only light, you need something more. You need to make the aesthetic with maybe a mirror and a lot of heavy paint to
Mhm.
give that sensation of the galaxy behind, because it needs something really cool. You need as the centerpiece of your whole house, of your whole collection.
Mhm. No,
Yeah.
this is
He's got a
absolutely.
He has the galaxy's
Gorgeous.
ass.
He has
Yes.
the galaxy's ass.
Dude, but he's bending the universe to transport himself. You need something that looks spectacular with that.
It's funnier. Like,
If you don't have the ass to bend the universe,
That sounds really wrong. Here, his face is just like, that is just wrong.
That is my ass.
amazing, yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that is, oh, man. Okay, we're going to bring it back to the book. But yeah,
oh,
that is a gorgeous figure, by the way, guys.
Thank
Maybe
you for
after
sharing that.
after I put down a
Beautiful.
payment on Spider-Man in a few weeks, because a lot of you funded that figure. You guys are gonna see me finally do that in a few weeks. I'm gonna buy that in front of you guys, and I'm gonna, because Green Goblin's coming this June and Spider-Man will be next summer. I think Silver Surfer is available right away. Maybe I can get that one soon. I would unveil that on the comic shop. That's the only way that I do that for you guys. I do that for you guys in the chat, all 30 of you. I do that for you. I want you guys to see the Surfer in all his glory. So, anyways, let's move on to the next pages of this very grandiose story, and I'll let Casper take it away because I feel like I haven't had a chance to let you have it in a while. So go for it, my dude.
you know, this part of the comic I like because this is us seeing that like the effects of Thanos like setting out that wave of energy like he did, destroying Galactus's lunch. It's having effects all across like the universe. As
yes,
we're seeing the effects on Earth. Like buildings are collapsing. New York is looking like it got hit by a attack.
oh, this is,
And-
by the way, after half of the life on Earth is dead, he's still killing lots and lots. And to respond to Grim, dude, that's. I will buy it. I will buy it. I will just buy it. I will buy it.
Dude. Oh, you
Uh,
should.
Yeah, Ambush. he might not have a PP, but one of the abilities that the Silver Surfer has is actually modifying his body. So I don't know if he has
He can
used it
manipulate
a
matter.
lot.
He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can manipulate matter, but he can alter his body in any way that he wants. He can transform
Yes, that's
or
right.
even grow extra limbs. So trust me,
Yeah, he's fun. He can do it.
yeah,
He's good
he
at it.
doesn't have what he needs at that moment. He has just what he's traveling
He's
with.
taken care of. He has the equipment. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
He can make whatever
exactly.
alien genitals he wants.
Anything.
But I mean, that's supposed to be in New York City. That's the Flatiron. That's that's the Daily Bugle.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
That's
destruction
they're
that you're
destroyed.
the destruction that you are seeing is always focused on characters that you know. If
Yep.
you see, they never leave anything just on random public. Is people that will be important on the comic or people that are just too recognizable.
And speaking of recognizable, who do we have there at the bottom?
Oh, a scrawny little Canadian
Wolverine.
guy.
I actually
can't
like
have
this
a Marvel
Wolverine
comic
panel.
back-
Yep.
You can't have a Marvel comic back then without having Wolverine shoved in there somewhere.
Yes, the tiny angry Canadian man is the greatest of them all.
Even though
Just
I'm
saying.
not as wild about Wolverine as others, I will say I did enjoy this Wolverine moment a lot. I actually thought
Yeah.
this is a really good moment,
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
once again, it really fits for his
Sure.
character.
Yeah, agreed. This page
yeah,
is pretty great with him, and not only the reflection and how he thinks that he's not sure if saving that family was the good thing because apparently everything looks like it's going to get worse. So death is probably acceptable in what they're seeing. And with this opening of everything destroyed, kind of gives the idea that death is probably the best thing, and that there's no hope.
You said that like that's right, lady. Yeah, no, it's fantastic pages, Fenrir. I strongly agree, and I love that moment with Wolverine a lot. And once again, Iron Man. Once again, everything is affected by this. There's not one person or place where this doesn't do damage to. And once again, more glorious pages here. Clubby, go ahead and talk about these wonderful pages with Iron Man.
Great stuff. Here, of course, he's on the West Coast, as you can see, because it's the West Coast Avengers that he's messing with right now. This issue is a lot of more grounding and foundational work, getting things established. There's at the time you had the original Human Torch, Wonder Man, and Scarlet Witch. Some nice stuff, nice layout stuff, just superheroes doing superhero things, trying to save people, and even though it's almost a futile effort, Wanda talks about how there are millions in California, alone, and that California's falling off into the sea. But all of a sudden, like the world was, they think the world's ending. They still don't know everything that's going on.
Well,
and,
considering current times, I think right now we will be more pro Thanos about that California thing. But hey, about what I was saying earlier on not timing your designs, this Quinjet is exactly that. This Quinjet is just timeless. You can use it in any era. You can use it for any reason. It's just perfect. Don't need to look like something current. Don't need to look like something old. Look like something futuristic or just cool.
Well, all this stuff happening, you got to figure there's going to be some kind of magical ending that puts everything right. But right now, it sure looks pretty bleak, and we're only 2 issues in.
Yeah, it feels like this is absolutely. I don't think I've actually sworn much this stream, shockingly, but this is the embodiment of this is fucked.
Yes.
Have we stopped to consider that maybe Thanos isn't too bad? I mean, he did get rid of California.
Exactly what I'm saying.
On the one hand,
true. That is.
He's
that
just
is a good thing.
misunderstood. He just wanted to blow up the planet and cause a bunch of devastation. Totally misunderstanding, guys. You don't
He's on
get
Team
it.
Lex Luthor.
You don't get it. You don't get it, guys. You don't get
prevented
it.
Google. He prevented Google.
Oh, you guys in the chat. I love you guys. You guys vibe with us very well here. Thank you. But yeah, once again, yeah, very emotional panel. Iron Man is on very, very good display here. I love this one here with Odin
Oh my
and
God,
Asgard.
great stuff.
Asgard is in ruins here. The bridge is in ruins,
Olympus.
and
I like the way
But
they
yeah.
put Odin in the background in that first
Odin and
panel.
Zeus in there. Yeah.
Fenrir, why don't you talk about these wonderful panels here?
Let's see. The destruction of Asgard and the loss of connection of everything. Literally, we hear that space-time itself is no longer what it is. Seriously, this entire issue feels like a constant. Feels like every character is just pointing out how freaking powerful Thanos is, and that he's pretty much impossible to stop. And even these are the godheads, the most powerful gods of their pantheons each, and they are pretty much terrified in a certain way.
The All Fathers.
They can't do anything. They can't do crap. And this is just literally everything this issue does is build up the impossibility of victory and the loss of hope so that later they can lift it up again. And it's being done very well. I really enjoy it. The art of the destruction is good. Odin looking omnibus through the universe's stars. It is just, you can even see the weight on the man's shoulders. You don't get perfect writing of a leader like this anymore in the way of Odin. He feels it as his fault.
And what Odin is lamenting is exactly that first half of his people went silent. It's not even that they died in a horrific way or it was destruction, explosions. No, they just vanished. But no, the destruction that is coming is after that. So after the suffering of losing half of his people, no, he has to see his kingdom fall into just rocks, into gravel. That is the tragedy.
He also had to make a point of putting on his ceremonial black eye patch.
Yes. Because of course you use your ceremonial black eye patch.
Yeah, agreed. Well said, Pablo. Fenrir. Thank you, guys. All right. So this is a character we haven't seen in a long time, especially in
Who's
the
that?
books with Namorita. So, Clubby, why don't you go off with this, and then at that, I'll cast her, because there's some really nice pages here.
Some nice work here by Perez and Rubenstein. I'm not sure that guy is swimming there because he doesn't honestly see anything on the crazy stuff on his ears or nose. And he's, he looks he looks too skinny, of course. So I don't know who that guy is swimming. Oh, right. Yes, he's Namor. Is that how you say it? He's that Aztec dude, I think.
Dude, I will just say I'm really glad that they didn't remember that Namorita existed for that movie, because she will have not been Namorita, she will have been Namoritardet.
They did have her, but she didn't look good. Anyway, by the way, I love how Perez and Rubenstein forgot to draw the wings on Namor's feet, but that's okay. Anyway, it's great. It's great to see Submariner. In both these panels, they forgot to draw the wings so well. But still, he's basically he's just shocked that this is happening. Even he can't do anything about it, and you just get a couple of scenes with that, and then Namorita actually rescues a couple of people, which is nice. And so, yeah, good art and a cool couple of pages, nice art. Again, we're just at the point where you can tell the story is winding down for this issue.
Yep, that's right. Go ahead, Caster.
It's just kind of showing that it's a little bit of a letdown, in all honesty, considering we just came from like the Sky Fathers. We got to see Odin and how the damage is affecting over in Asgard. So it is a little bit of a letdown to go from the high stakes of Asgard and the gods feeling the effects to, oh, Namor is going to go save a couple people in like Jersey.
Well, yeah, they got a lot of ground to cover. They're trying to show as many heroes as they can. So yeah.
I still feel like they could have. They could have changed change those around, and then you paste it so you got a sense of growing of like the problem's getting worse and worse. Like put this before we get to Iron Man and find out about California just being gone.
The thing is that they need to show you why the team up works like it works. The ground heroes are having the same level of issues that anybody else. So they are setting up that. They are setting up that basically is equally as important as devastating for everybody, no matter the level of character. But also they show you why those characters need to be on the team up. So it's a good way to set up everything.
Oh, I don't get me wrong. I agree with you. I think from a layout format that I probably would have swapped around just for, because it looks like it doesn't even like really change the story itself too much if we just swap those 2 bits around or put the Namor stuff before.
Oh, I get that. Yeah. You mean the scale?
Yes.
Yeah. I get that.
Hey, what's up, Gen Xer? How you doing? Nice to see you here at the show. Here's a bone or that guy was funny. Well done, Gen Xer. Thank you for that. That is how you make an entrance. Unlike that guy who's not Namor in that one movie.
Who?
You
Yeah.
knew how to make an entrance.
Namor.
I always call him not more.
El Niño se enamoró.
Look, I want to
That
see
was
no
bullshit.
more of him.
Forever alone,
You guys are funny. All right. So, Fenrir, go ahead and talk about these wonderful pages here. And then after that, Pablo will go. So, lead it off, Fenrir, because this is where we see Thor here reacting to. And it's just really nothing too much, but there is a very notable building. I'm sure you've noticed.
I am very shocked they didn't do this in the movies. I mean, obviously they never read the book, so they didn't know. But come on, if they did, they wouldn't miss this opportunity. It's hilarious. You think about it, but still, it really shows so much of the destruction of the planet. I love how Thor literally comments here that Japan is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone. Showing that they are losing not just people, countries too. Everything is going to hell.
Okay, now Thanos has gone too far. Now we need to stop him.
Yeah, they got it. They need.
Hey, Thanos, what are you doing? That's my building. Shut up.
I
Go back inside. Come on.
I was completely good with Thanos just eradicating the possibility of a Google, but they are eradicating the possibility of a Gundam,
Manga ever existing.
Of any anime, of basically one of the most crazy bands that I have ever heard, Maximum the
Exactly, dude.
Thanos has gone too far. No,
Kamen Rider will never be as great as it is.
I'm again at that scene on the Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy where Arthur Dent just saw the bulldozer and he's just thinking yellow. Or the scene where he's on the Bogon ship and he's thinking about the Earth being destroyed and his parents dead and everybody, and he just don't care. And he thinks about McDonald's, and then is when he realizes, I will never have a McDonald's ever again. Earth is destroyed.
Yeah. Imagine if this was real. Japan was destroyed. You'd pretty much just be thinking, oh God, we'd never have good manga again. Christ.
Yeah, it's like
yes, it is
we are seeing the destruction of the whole universe, and the moment where it really hits is Japan.
Japan, man.
Godzilla's not happy.
Yeah.
That's Godzilla's job. Thanos did what Godzilla couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, when Godzilla does it, I mean, there's still odds they're going to be survivors, but come on. This is the whole freaking thing destroyed.
Can you imagine somebody at this will be reported to who? To Shield, right? Somebody at Shield going like, guys,
Yeah.
I have bad news. There's no hentai no more.
Oh, now that would be that would hit a lot of people hard.
Yeah, man.
Would you be disappointed?
Yeah, pretty
No, it's just
I watch
I understand.
I watch anime 5 days of the week, so yeah, I will be really sad.
yeah.
You know, for this tidal wave to take out
Oh,
a Trump
God.
hotel,
Oh.
it's got to be
Oh God, Polly,
huge.
Polly.
Huge.
The Japanese were responsible for so many. God, this hit so hard for some reason.
Fender's like
Okay.
Charlton Heston on the beach, just screaming, "You blew it up!"
Sega is gone.
Yep.
Nintendo is
damn.
gone.
There's a great
PlayStation is
hotel.
gone.
Some say it was the best. You know,
Yeah,
actually,
Sony is gone.
I got a very unusually odd story to quickly share about. So, the Vegas meetup in 2021, I know Jeremy and Ryan, a lot of the Geeks and Gamers crew stayed at the tower in Vegas, and they said that this is where it gets interesting. That they said, as fun as it was service wise, they said they were probably the strictest hotel that they knew out of the bunch that was on with the Corona policies. I was just like, wow, that's interesting. Yeah. He said that was he's like, because and there are a lot of the guys from the air were going to all the hotels and hang out at various bit. And he said that the Trump Tower was the strictest one. I'm like, huh,
Wow.
interesting. But
Yeah.
anyways, just
I'm
figured
not surprised by
the
that.
more you
Crazy.
know type of stuff. Because now we got once again yes, we are definitely teetering towards the end. Now we realize, okay, now the heroes are starting to link up. They see how bad the disaster is. They're trying to look for who's still out there, and it's a bleak situation. But even though it's a bleak, I must say George Perez, and this is something obviously you guys have mentioned, so I'm just basically echoing. But he makes disaster look really great and drawn. But also, dude, I really like his She-Hulk. He really has a perfect hold on She-Hulk. That's like if I had to imagine a She-Hulk on again a drawing, this is one of the versions that comes to mind as far as a drawing goes.
Dude,
Yep.
but there's just watching at the last couple of pages, the last let's say 6 pages, something starts to sink in about this comic and about what we got on the screen. First, the first act of Infinity Gauntlet is the snap, right? So it's just the beginning. What their story really means is not how you bring back people. So instead, is how you survive after that, how you keep going, how you try to defeat this evil. And it's a longer story about the people missing and about the disaster, about people getting together to fight. And in the other hand, some of the characters that they could have used that they had for the MCU were completely wasted. For example, here we have White Vision. We saw Vision dying on the Infinity War, at the end of Infinity War.
Yes.
Why they didn't, instead of bringing White Vision for WandaVision, why didn't they use it for Endgame? Because humanity will still need a Vision, and this is a copy of Vision. It's not the original. It's an empty husk of a Vision, right? Until later, and it's complicated. But avoiding the convoluted story on Vision on the comics, the fact is that if they brought back Vision because humanity needs him, but is just a husk, there's something to say about that, and they could have spent not only the next movie, not only Endgame, but 4 movies perhaps exploring everything before trying to undo the snap. These pages show you exactly why, because seeing the heroes work together to try to hold everything and respond to what's going on is perfect. That's what
Agreed.
heroes do, better than fighting villains, saving people. And being into these emergencies, saving the people, helping, rescuing, that's something that you need to see heroes do. And that works perfectly for me. So after a tragedy, having a whole movie of them doing that, having this whole issue of people solving what the world is after the snap is perfect.
And
Agreed.
that was one of the greatest things about Age of Ultron. They had a whole bunch of scenes of superheroes actually saving people.
Yes.
And as much as as a D-wad as Joss Whedon is, I remember him very rightly criticizing Hack Snyder for his Man of Steel trash, where Superman doesn't rescue people. He doesn't
Yeah.
rescue
You guys
people in that
get it.
movie. And so
You guys
right
get
after
it.
that, which is very soon after that, they made Age of Ultron, and Whedon goes out of his way to show superheroes saving people. A lot of and that's what you should do.
Oh my god, that is
Which
a
I
rare
agreed.
sight to see. Superheroes in movies actually saving people.
Well, it's not rare when the MCU was good though.
The
Yeah,
thing
it
is that
was
the
a
people,
commonplace of anything. Think about that sequence when in Iron Man 3, regardless of how you feel about that scene where the arbors saved all those people that are falling out of the plane.
Right,
That was
exactly.
saving people. Like it was
That's what
happening.
superheroes are
And it was
supposed
cool
to do.
that it was cool to see heroes being heroic.
That's what they're supposed
And
Yeah,
to
yes,
do.
I
Man
can.
of Steel is right. And I just want to acknowledge this really quick because he's waited so patiently. Judicon for $5 says, "Hail Nick Weiser. I'm really enjoying this live commentary while reading along. I look forward to more of these. Carry on." Well, Judicon, thank
Oh,
you for the
cool.
$5, sir.
Thank
And
you.
I'm glad you're hanging out with us, interacting. Of course, next week we'll be talking issue 3, which that's gonna be fun as well. So I'm just glad you could hang out with us, give us your time
Hopefully
on this
you-
Friday night because there's
Yeah.
a lot of
Hopefully you
things to
can hold-
do, and you chose us. So I thank you for being with us, sir.
Exactly.
Hopefully you can hold off on issue 3 till next week so you can read along with us next week.
Mhm.
And the final page, and this is where you start to think, okay, things are about to get very real here. You know what? I'm gonna let Klobby have at this page because once again, you were at the comic shop when this came out, and this had to have been an ending that like, okay, what's gonna happen next? What was the atmosphere and the thoughts running through your head when you saw this?
Well, by the time we get to this page, again, I think this issue does further the story fairly well with a lot of exposition. It really sets the tone for what's to come. So I didn't know what to think other than, wow, I'm looking forward to it because look at that. I mean, we've got Adam Warlock, we've got Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, all on the same page there, facing universal destruction. The pages before that with the heroes there, Captain America and the few heroes that are left, really set the tone, make you go, I can't wait for the next issue. Because again, we've commented on everything going on in this issue, and most of it is still set up and conjecture and getting things established, groundwork stuff. I think now they're pretty good for you. They use both issues fairly well for doing that. I think our story is now off the ground, so we'll see what happens. It's been so long since I've read the third part, so I'm looking forward to reading that because I'm on the edge of my seat with this one.
Agreed.
Next,
And I'll let all of us.
war.
We'll all comment on this page. This is the one where, like the cover and like some of the splashes, we all comment on. Fenrir, like what was your like final thoughts as for this page too and this issue?
It is ominous, and yet again, it just tells me that although it is all dark and that pretty much everything is destroyed, there is yet a little glimpse of hope, and that the heroes will try everything they can to get it back. The next issue. So
Caster.
this is a pretty good
sorry.
comic. When it comes to build up, I really can't barely wait for next week when we talk about it.
Oh, I can't wait! It's
The
gonna
call
be
to arms.
number 3 is gonna be. It's gonna be a blast.
Yep.
It's gonna be a blast, straight up. All right, Caster, your turn.
So this is the moment where it seems like everything is this early in the series, things are dire. We've seen the stakes never raised this high. Continents, entire regions are gone. Planets are being destroyed. It is like the worst case scenario for what could happen. It was just by pure fortune of Doctor Strange's protection spells that his sanctum is still standing. And like of all ways to end this, we have Pip the Troll here saying, someone's got God teed off. Exactly. Thanos.
Yeah.
By all accounts here is a god. He's literally in this issue. He's gotten all the Sky Fathers coming together because they've all been affected. He is like above some of the most powerful entities at this point. This is the stakes being set up. I love this. This is such a great place to hold off an issue because you want to see the inevitable fight here. You know that, how are they going to possibly be able to handle this if he can just snap his fingers and make his problems go away, quite literally? How do they hold up against that? And this is how you make someone sit here and say, when does next issue come out? It makes you count down the days until that next issue comes out. So I can't even imagine having to wait like the entire month just to get to the next issue after this.
Jeez. I don't want to. Like, holy crap. Oh man, I can't even. At the same time, I do want to because those days of the times where you waited that month to month, it's such an exciting thing because it's just like you go to shop as soon as it opens, whether it was 10 or 11 or 12 on Wednesday. You go in, you pick up, you hop in your car. You don't even make it home. You hop in the car. You'll worry about traffic later because you need to read that comic book. That's the feeling of I need to read this right away. And then you see a sign like, okay, the next time I go in the shop, I'm gonna read it. I'm not even gonna make it to the car next time. I'm gonna read it in the damn shop. I'm gonna just pay it and then read it in the shop.
Why, Nick? You make it sound like the binge model isn't a good option.
No, it's not.
No, what he described is exactly what I'm going to do with Metroid Dread. The day I buy it, I will just pop it on my console straight up on the store.
It's good.
So I know exactly that feeling. I know exactly that sensation of I need it now. And you pay, you get your receipt, it's legally yours. Nobody can tell you anything. The paper wrap is completely destroyed. The cellophane is somewhere else. The box is opening, or you feel the smell of the comic as you open the pages and the new ink just fills your lungs. And it's time. I don't care. I paid you. I'm occupying no space whatsoever. Just let me be. I'm doing this. And how many people will have the clerks on the store have to do that, and they are just like, let him be. It's half an hour. Maybe he will buy something else. Just let him be.
Anything else you want to add to that, Pablo, with this final page?
With the page, dude, this moment is like in one of those animes where the team is finally built and they pick the equipment, and the last scene is just them walking away from the camera, and you feel the tension. That face of Adam Warlock just says everything. For him, the preparations are done. For everybody else, they are still trying to gather forces, trying to think about what they will do. He already has a plan in motion. His plan in motion needs these disasters because he needs the people that will come from these disasters. So his call is already done. His call is Thanos. He already has everything he needs to rail people. How much? Well, Doctor Doom is now on the team, so apparently it works wonders. So now he's just looking at the horizon, looking at the danger, starting the motion.
Well said, Pablo. I mean, of course it was. Yeah, for me, I'm just like, dude, this is not just power. Like, when you look at this lineup on paper, I don't just see power, but I also see the excellence of intelligence because Strange is smart, Warlock is smart, Doom is very sharp minded, and the
Mhm.
Surfer, Norn Rad, is sharp too. So, this is power and intelligence personified right here. And this is these guys like, okay, we're to set this shit straight. And right there, you can see Adam's eyes at that very last panel. He's ready for retribution. It's on like Donkey and Diddy Kong with that very last panel. He knows what's about to happen. Shit's gonna get real, and he knows he's got the right guys behind him to make it
Mhm.
happen. So obviously there'll probably be some hiccups, but that's par for the course. But yes, he's got the right guys on his side to hit the ground running. Yeah, it's a fantastic last page. This is how you leave a freaking cliffhanger with this type of power and intelligence teaming together to get ready to take on something far greater. This is a cliffhanger and a half. I probably would like accidentally dropped my book or something. It's for me in the shop in 91. I'm like, shit, where is it? I need
It's a
this now.
it's a book that makes you want to go into the shop when you don't even have books there because you just want to go and talk about it.
Mhm.
Yes, yes,
You will
yes.
go, okay, this is the sensation. You will go every single week knowing that is not yet on the store, but you will go just to talk with the people on the store about the next issue.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And see, that's what's wonderful. That's see, this is the excitement of talk about these books. And Judican, I saw your comments. So, if you can't be around next week, we're going to all 6 issues, my guy. So if you can at least be
Mhm.
around for one of them, that's cool. But thank you for being here, and thank you to the rest of you in chat: Common Nerd, Grim, Fat Elvis, Five Pico, of course, my guy Eric K, Billy Go Boom, Keely Chow, like guy, I see you all. The Common Nerd, who I will be on Wednesday with him and Diesel, Sander
Nice.
Hammerslag, oh man, Gen Xer, like Boosh McFadden, like my names only go back so far, but I seriously I thank you all for being here and hanging out with us for 2 hours to talk about the Infinity Gauntlet issue number 2. Obviously, you all know what we're doing next Friday. We're gonna talk issue number 3 of this
I thought
book.
we were going to change
So
it up and go to issue 4.
we're gonna be doing that next week, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fantastic. And it's gonna be same bat time, same bat channel. And I thank you guys as well too for the super chats. Five Pico and Judicon. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. So and Mass Grace says Vegas in April. Is that for a meetup?
That's what I've
Massgrave?
been hearing.
If that's the case, I will not be able to go. If it's in
Mm,
April, I will not be able as
oh,
much as I'd love to. Sadly,
yeah.
that is not in the cards for me. But no, by all means, if you have a chance to go, Massgrave, shout out to you by the way. Please go. Okay, so yeah, Gary said FNT. No, please go. I won't be able to go because I'm doing Texas with my girlfriend a few weeks before that
Mm,
in Houston. So now, if there's a Texas meetup, a few more months down the line, I will definitely go to that. So no, Billy Go Boom. Thank you, man. Thank you guys for TZ as well. Thank you guys seriously for hanging out with us
indeed.
for 2 hours. It's been fun. We love doing this. We love talking about these comic books. We have a lot of fun doing it. And yes,
Indeed.
this is my gilded right here. This is my gilded right here. So come hang out with us. We have a lot of great discussions and a lot of fun stuff, and we have a very active chat in there. It's such a good time. Abagor as well. Shout out to you, my guy. Blah blah blah. Yeah, Master. I'm gonna be at Hell's Heroes, dude. I'm gonna be seeing like Razor and stuff like that. So I'm gonna watch Razor. I haven't seen them in 8 years, so I'm excited about that. But anyways, with that all said, Infinity Gauntlet issue number 3 next week. same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you guys for supporting the show. I'm gonna let all these gentlemen plug their channels, and it's because of guys like TZ Burton is why Gilded is awesome. So with that, we'll start off with Fenrir.
All right, then. What to say to finish this off? Well, you know who I am. You know where I'm from. Go to my channel. Give me a follow. I cannot stress this enough. Do it. If you don't do it, you're a misogynistic racist. I'm black, man. I deserve all the support I need without having to do crap. So give it to me. Give it to me now.
Fenrir,
Well
Fenrir?
said, Fenrir.
Yeah.
At
I
least he's
support you.
honest.
Lazy lives matter.
Thanks.
Thank you, Fender, for hanging out with us, man. It was good to see you
Yeah,
again.
it's always
dude.
a pleasure, Nick. That was a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you. Have a great evening. And yes, Cavatino, shout out to you. It is gonna be even more huge. I can't wait. So have a great night. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.
Same to you,
Until-
brother.
Thank you. As always, my dude. And Ironcaster.
All right, you can find me on my channel, Ironcaster, where I've decided to start talking about some big, awesome, cool stuff like some Kamen Rider. So if you want a little more superhero goodness and maybe something you don't normally check out, hop on over there. We'll be doing a little bit of about 2 episodes a week discussion of the show. Partially, inspired partially by you, Clobby. So giving you full credit there.
What I do?
Oh,
what's
your,
that?
Your Star Trek show.
Oh, what about it? What about it?
Oh, got me kind of inspired.
I lost you. Jumped out. I didn't hear you. You talking what?
You got I'm talking Kamen Rider on my channel, and partially inspired by what you do on Saturdays.
Oh, cool. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because my bad. The mic went out on me. Or the cell went out on me. Sorry.
And you could find me tomorrow on the T-shirt Historians for the Week in Geek, where, oh boy, did Wizards of the Coast step in it. And I keep saying this, but they keep stepping in it.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, they are gonna.
Oh,
They're just trying to die.
Literally, with all these like Wizards of the Coast related hashtags have been trending on Twitter for the past 10 days nonstop, like in a way I've never seen before. And it's gotten everyone universally coming together. The blue-haired college people and the 50-year-old grognards who were around for Thaco. Everyone's coming together and saying, Wizards of the Coast, you done fucked up here.
Dude, at this point, when I saw that the guy from Vampire the Masquerade got shot, I was just waiting for the news to say it was Wizard of the Coast. That's the only thing that.
Well, Wizards, Vampire at one point outsold Magic the Gathering, and now they're apparently trying to go after the OGL. So at this point, I completely believe that they're just trying to take out all the potential competition.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's baffling because they're trying to go for the crown of Games Workshop for most hated company.
And they already have ruined a lot of shit. What they did to Magic and Dungeons and Dragons is enough, but they have been messing even with Pokemon.
But that's, like I said, check us out on tomorrow. We've got some updates. We've got some news to talk about with that. And yeah, by the way, guys, I just hit 400 subscribers on YouTube. So we're growing.
Nice.
Cool. Excellent.
Congratulations,
Nick, it's always
Caster.
fun. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. No, hey, thanks for being here as always. Thanks for everything that you do for the show. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. And of course, I will see you soon, Pablo.
Hey, tomorrow, Message Español. I don't know if you have heard about this series that is coming out about a non-gender defined girl and a Latino guy that somehow get into a zombie apocalypse about fungus that don't generate spores. It's generic. It was supposed to be The Last of Us, but somehow they missed the part that it was supposed to be The Last of Us, the game, like have parts of the game in it. But anyway, we are talking about that. Also, craziness on Disney because the other Mama Susan, the Mama Susan on Disney, she no more because they don't like her. We will be talking about why. So yeah, tomorrow, if you want to hear also Message Español about a couple of crazy issues that, let's be honest, I don't know what's going on anymore. And other than that, Geek Tropology, I have a few ideas about how to do some content for the channel, but it's still on beta. So as soon as I have it ready, I will just suspect the worst because people might want to burn me afterwards, but that's why I want to do. So hey, hope you like it, and that will be it. Thanks for having me and indulging me on my rant. Let's be honest, it's incredible just being talking about one of the crazy good comics of the past.
Agreed, man. Agreed. Yeah, this has been fun doing it. We're 2 issues in, and next week we're going to mark into the halfway territory. Doing this unique journey, we've never done this where we do it issue by issue, but it's exciting. It's a new format. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It really gives us a moment to really breathe with these issues and just go all in. Because usually, obviously, with the panels, which we have fun, where we do like 4 or 5 issues, it's like a mixture of overview with a little bit of a deep dive. But this is just. We are fully deep dive. We're having the whole meal for Thanksgiving. We're not one thing is left on the table with this. So appreciate it, man. Have a great week. Have a great weekend.
Hey,
and as always, we'll be doing this again next week for episode 84. Klobby.
Hey, well, thanks for having me, buddy. Appreciate it. It was great great to be able to hang out with my good buddies here on the Friday Night Comic Shop show, and it was a lot of fun doing this, buddy. And to the great chat, hail to you all. Tomorrow night, of course, another episode of Saturday Night Star Trek. Same Trek time, same Klobby channel, 9 p.m. Central Standard. 4 more episodes of Deep Space Nine. I'll be at the great Mark D with the Seas channel Sunday night for 11 p.m. Eastern for the Sunday Night Geekery. And then let's see here. I have a double feature for the Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk on Monday at the special early show at 6 p.m. Central. The great J-Man and I will be doing a Klobby's Classic Comics review special, taking a trip to Earth B for Bob Haney into the wacky world of Bob Haney again for another review. This time we will review Brave and the Bold number 100 together, and it is going to be craziness because of Bob Haney. You've not read an insane, ridiculously fun, outrageous, mind-boggling comic book if you've read a Bob Haney comic, folks. Writer from the Silver and Gold and Bronze Age, for those who don't know. The craziest, wacky stories. One of these days, I got to get you guys to review one. You'll just flip out. So anyway, then of course, the regular show at 9 p.m. Central, and then all the regular shows next week. So thanks for having me, bud.
My pleasure, man. Have a great weekend. Kick ass as always on Saturday Night Star Trek, guys. If you aren't subbed to Klobby for Saturday Night Trek, I don't know what the hell you've been waiting for. Straight up, bro. Straight up. You dude, have a great weekend, man. Obviously, we'll be doing this again next week. And, of course, we'll have Midnight's Edge together as we always do. And, yeah, we'll be chatting a lot in between. So, and I know we also got a big team-up show with me, you, and Mark D on TNT in a few weeks. So, we got a lot of communicating to do in the next few weeks.
Cool.
It's going to be fun, as always, dude. Thank you. All right, guys. Once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Love seeing the comments in chat. Love seeing the super chats. Thank you, Eric K, for modding. Appreciate that, dude. Love seeing all the constant interaction, all the thoughts. So cool to see. Thank you guys for making this another big show tonight. This has been fun. It's crazy what this has started off at. When it was just me and Pablo, and there's literally nobody watching. Now we have at times where we have 30 plus people. It's really weird and crazy, but that's because of excellent human beings like you. So I can't thank you all enough for hanging out with us and just give us stuff to look at, laugh at, cheers at, get excited at, gawk at even. It's wonderful. Yes, please hang out on Gilded. We have a great time on Gilded. Tomorrow morning I'll have a new video out on the new Obituary album, and then of course, we'll have this comic shop show next week for issue number 3 of the Infinity Gauntlet. You can find me at Midnight's Edge After Dark, Comics Division, Yelling at Park Cars, TNT, and Toxic Tuesday. We'll be talking the Call Orbit Dread. We'll be having Quarter Black Garrett on as well for that. And in a few weeks, this is a big one because it'll be the 75th episode. And yes, I'm planning this one event. The 75th episode Toxic Tuesday, because that's a big number. We'll be talking Wayne's World, one of the greatest movies of all time. Pretty much one of those, if you don't like it, you're wrong type of things. So episode 75, we want to make it huge. That's why I've been telling everyone in advance for that. And of course, next Wednesday, I'll be hanging out, I'll be doing a doubleheader. I'll be hanging out earlier the evening with the Common Nerd and Diesel. That's going to be fun. And then later that night, I'll be hanging out with my guy, the Shagsworth, on his 1K celebration stream, because that dude escalated like straight up in the last 2 weeks, and he deserves it. I hung out with him in person. What a good dude. And I'm so happy for his success. And that man's going to go all the way. You watch. And he's going to take all that wrench with him when he does. So anyways, guys, this is the part where we get out here. Oh, Mr. Grant Greggy is working on an intro and outro for us. So soon you want to just look at our mugs saying that it's over. There will be special intros, and he's going to add some shocker to it. Trust me. Nice. He's going to be all shocker when it comes down to it. So until then, guys, I'm clicking the end broadcast button right now. Have a good night. Go hang out with Loki or Doomcock or so on. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Good